Although you may be familiar with the terms engine control module and transmission control module, a PCM manages both of those operations. The PCM is your engine's power delivery unit's brain. It regulates a number of functions, such as idle speed, throttle control, emissions, fuel delivery, ignition timing, and much more. We'll discuss your PCM and what to do if it starts acting strangely in this video. It's the Car Problems YouTube channel. Subscribe and let's get started. A check engine light. A check engine light is most likely going to be the first indication that something is wrong with your PCM. The light may be for any powertrain-related purpose. Just remember that the sensor, wiring, or pretty much anything else could be the source of the issue. Prior to assuming that the PCM is the source of the check engine light on your car, rule out all other options. Use an OBD2 scanner to examine the trouble codes. Problems starting. You may not be able to start your car if your PCM issues become severe enough. It could be difficult to start, at the very least, particularly in colder weather. Before completely ruining your engine, you should have the PCM checked out if your car is having trouble starting. This is a pretty serious issue. Poor fuel economy. It should come as no surprise that your fuel efficiency will drop if something isn't functioning properly. For example, if your turbo isn't producing enough boost because the PCM isn't telling it to, you'll need to accelerate faster. These are just a few instances. However, you will probably be wasting gasoline if your PCM is malfunctioning. Poor performance. Performance is controlled by your PCM, so it stands to reason that poor response times will have an impact on performance. Poor performance is more likely to be the result of several problems with a more messed up PCM. If, on the other hand, only one component of your PCM is malfunctioning, your car might only perform poorly when accelerating or idling. Increased emissions. When everything is operating as it should, your powertrain control module optimizes performance to reduce emissions from your car. When it's not operating at peak efficiency, emissions will probably rise along with performance issues. But you probably won't notice any difference unless you're taking your car for an emission test. Shifting problems. Your car's PCM may be the issue if it is difficult for you to shift into different gears. Everything that your engine and transmission do is managed by the powertrain control module. So, you may be able to identify the PCM as the source of any problems you're experiencing with your powertrain. It's a serious issue that needs to be fixed right away if your car is having trouble shifting. In the absence of these, your car will handle erratically and may crash soon after. How can I test my PCM? It is very challenging to test a PCM unless you have extensive experience with these kinds of tests. If you don't know how to test something, it's best to leave it to the professionals. However, you can use a multimeter to check if the PCM is receiving voltage and ground. Replacement cost. Since the PCM is a computer, replacing one is not inexpensive. Because of this, the typical cost of replacing this device can range from $800 to $1,500, depending on the type of vehicle and labor expenses. Even worse, practically all of this is covered by the module's price. Usually, labor only costs $75 to $100. However, you should reconsider if you believe you can replace it yourself for less than $100. This is due to the fact that you must take your car to the dealership if you don't have the specialized software needed to program the PCM to your particular model. The dealership will try to reprogram the PCM before replacing it, which is good news. If you're lucky, they might be able to reprogram it and find an update for you for about $75 to $150. Hope the information was helpful for you. If so, please press the like button and subscribe to the channel.